And our first guest this week joins me in studio, Mr. Dean Janes. He's the CEO of IMGG Incorporated. IMGG is a stock symbol. Dean, good to see you again.
Good to see you, Don.
Now, I know we want to talk about your trip to Michigan, but for those who may not have seen you in the program before, tell us again what IMGG does.
Well, IMGG has developed a patented, one-of-a-kind breakthrough medical imaging device. It's called the Dominion VI scanner. It creates real-time 3D imaging. It's an X-ray imaging device. It scans around the body in less than a second and displays three-dimensional imaging in real time.
What I think is really interesting about this Dominion device, of course, is that it plugs into a regular 110 socket.
Yes.
It's compact enough that it rolls right in through a front door. You know, you don't have to take out a wall, so to speak, to get it in like you would, say, an MRI machine or an X-ray machine. And so from the standpoint of your end user, healthcare facilities and physician offices, it's pretty user-friendly.
Well, exactly, and that's the future of medical imaging is to have mobility, portability. So devices aren't stuck in a fixed room. They can be wheeled in and out of an OR suite or into ICU, CCU, or even in the emergency room. So mobility actually adds to the ability of hospitals to utilize the equipment much more throughout the procedures throughout the day.
Of course, if you take a hospital building that's been around for, say, 30 years, right, and you want to get an MRI machine in there, you're literally talking about major reconstruction.
Well, exactly.
Taking out a wall or something, and this one just rolls right in the front door.
Right, and space is a commodity in hospitals and even surgery centers. Surgery suites, if you've ever been inside one, they're very, very small, and it's difficult to expand out to have, you have a limited amount of space. So mobility actually adds to flexibility for hospitals.
Now, of course, as I mentioned at the top of the interview, you went to the University of Michigan Medical School last week. You were demonstrating this Dominion device to faculty members and staff. How'd you guys make out?
We did really well. It looks like we have our second luminary site, our second installation. We have some details to firm up, but they have the money and the budget, and they're very anxious to work with us with our product. Our first luminary site is at Oregon Health and Science University in Portland, and University of Michigan is going to be a very important one. A luminary site for us is a site where we can have references and have people be able to visit it. It's like having a demo pool installed throughout. And these are high-profile facilities.
Of course.
So we get white papers and others that are generated from that as well. So it's important for us to have these, and we have more coming.
Well, when I think about it, University of Michigan Medical School is one of the most renowned medical schools in the country. I mean, having them in your corner, so to speak, is sort of like carte blanche getting you across the rest of the country and the world, I would suppose.
Well, exactly, and it's really important to have, an esteemed university as University of Michigan. They're one of the largest medical schools in the nation. So having them there to, one, be excited about our technology, and they approached us last year at our major trade show, and we finally met and closed the deal. We've got, like I said, some minor issues to work out, but it looks very good.
Now, having yourself entrenched, so to speak, in facilities like the one in Oregon, like the University of Michigan, I mean, it has to go a long way towards getting you to the final FDA approval where you can finally commercialize this, correct?
Yes, it helps with that, and also helps in the sense that, we're a small company, a micro-cap company, but allowing us to have these placed throughout the United States helps us, in our distribution efforts. Not having to have a demo pool where we have to wheel it out throughout the country and, the damage to those systems. Now we can bring customers to local areas within regions. Not have to fly them out to California or visit trade shows. So it's real important for our business plan.
Now, let's say here over the next, say, 12 to 24 months, do you envision other luminary sites popping up as you continue in your development?
Well, absolutely. We're in talks with several facilities throughout, and very prestigious ones here in Southern California and throughout the country. So, as these as these events take place, obviously I'd like to, show up here and give you some some feedback to those. But, we've been at our large trade show, RSNA, Radiological Society of North America, which is in Chicago, Thanksgiving weekend. We glean a lot of leads like this, and we usually are approached by these facilities, that are looking for state-of-the-art, cutting-edge technologies. So most of the work is done for us by these early adapters.
Now, I think it's really important to point out that you personally have experience with other companies getting technologies through the FDA process. So, I mean, you basically know the ins and outs of how to get this done, correct?
Yeah, this is like my fifth 510K. So, yeah, I've got a lot of experience with the FDA and understand the processes. It can be somewhat complex, but we're very confident we're going to get FDA approval. It's not a question of if, it's really a question of when.
Okay. Once again, Imaging 3 Incorporated, stock symbols IMGG. You can get more information by calling us at 888-259-4449. If you'd like to see some remarkable images that the Dominion can produce, go to their website at imaging3.com. Now, Dean, I would imagine that being in a place like the University of Michigan Medical School, that is, I mean, the medical community is a pretty small brotherhood. I mean, once that gets out into the gossip pool, so to speak, it's going to spread out pretty well for you, I would imagine.
Well, it already has. There's been a groundswell, a life of its own. Of friends in the medical community have told me that many universities are already talking about our technology. Wow. And of course, we've been at a large trade show. We get the word out that way as well. But this is a very important technology. It's going to change the medical imaging market as we know it, for now and into the future, especially in minimally invasive surgical techniques.
Now, of course, when you mention a sale of a unit, we're not talking about a small piece of change. It's, what, $550,000 per unit?
Yes.
And then, of course, there's a maintenance contract beyond that. What does that run, probably 10% a year?
Usually it's 10%, and you figure the life of the equipment is going to be around 10 years.
Okay. Okay.
So you're looking at $1 million in revenue, really.
That's fantastic. Congratulations again. I'm looking forward to when you bring us some more of these good pieces of news.
Well, thanks for having me again, Don.
Dean Janes, company is Imaging 3 Incorporated, stock symbols IMGG. As always, great to have you in the program.
Thanks, Don.